Hey all, Hayden Davison here, hope you're all doing fantastic. In this video I want to talk about the compound effect and how the compound effect affects your life in multiple areas, how it's affected mine, and how I sort of observe it now, how I observe the compound effect. And I don't just mean compound effect in, say, stocks or shares or something that you invest in that actually has compound interest, although obviously that is one thing there. I'm talking about compounding your time on a certain project or a certain area of your life and things like that. So without further ado, let's dive into this, because I think this is me being aware of this, me being consciously aware of this has changed my life drastically. So let's dive into it. Everything that you're doing now is compounding your life in a good way or a bad way. Okay, let me say that again. Everything you're doing now, every bit of food that you eat, every business transaction that you make, every purchase you make towards reducing your bank account, every investment you make to increasing your eventual bank account, everything you make now, every friendship you make, every friendship you lose, every relationship you have, it's all compounding for or against you. It's for or against you. Now, once you're aware of this, you can start looking at the areas of life and evaluating the areas of life and calculating areas of life as to whether you think they are going the right way or whether they're going the wrong way. And why I like to know this, why it's good to be aware of this, you may just think, okay, that's great, but what do we do with that information? What I do with that information is understand where the projection of my life is going. Let me give you an example in business, right? So I know that the compound effect of my business, my new brand that I started a few months ago, I know by statistical laws of science that if I produce a really, really good product on a continuous basis and keep putting that out into the marketplace, keep reinventing stuff, keep innovating, inventing different ideas. It doesn't have to be amazing, but it has to be really nice. Okay, I know that I can get a certain market share. The only thing that's stopping me is if I stop doing it, or if I made continuous mistakes, which would be compounding against me and would not be compounding in my favor. But in order for me to compound in my favor, I understand that all I've got to do is keep being really, really good, as good or better than all the competition, being the best at what we do, being the best possible business that we can be. And I know that if we keep moving forwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, we're going to get that continued growth. Now that's the idea. Obviously there's certain things that come into aspect, like, worldwide viruses and stuff like that, things that you can't control, things that are out of your control. But generally, there's a lot of statistics that say that will work out if we keep innovating, if we hire staff, keep building it, keep investing in it, keep putting our time into it, my time into it, it will work out. Or that's the risk that you take as an entrepreneur. Obviously we can't guarantee it, but that's how it looks. Once you know that the compound effect is working in your favour, I believe it gives you much more motivation. It gives you a lot more motivation to understand that, look, them rainy days that are cold and maybe you didn't have a great month, you keep getting out of bed because you know it's just a moment in time, but the compound effect of you carrying on will eventually give you your success. And that's what I believe. And it's the same in many areas of life. Say if your relationship isn't going too well, but you're trying to improve areas of it, you're trying to work on this area, you understand that how could this not work? As long as you love that person or really, really like that person, whatever it is, as long as you keep working on the faults and your partner is willing to listen and willing to understand, then it's eventually going to compound probably in your favour. Now, you can't obviously, once again, guarantee it all the time, but it's eventually going to guarantee in your favour. Personal confidence, for example, if you're trying to improve your personal confidence, you could put a compound in place for you to eventually feel very more confident. What could you start? Very more confident? You could eventually feel much more confident. What you could do is go and buy yourself some new clothes. That's tick number 1. Start using nice moisturisers to make yourself look nicer. Why don't you start booking in a regular haircut? And then more confidence, why don't you start a weekly therapy session if things are quite tough for you? All these different things eventually are going to compound in your favour, because eventually you're going to grow a little bit more confidence. Where I think that people go wrong, and even someone in my own family recently, I saw them go wrong in this, and I had to explain this to them, which I thought was quite obvious, but I don't think it is that obvious. Maybe it's because I've had probably 100 therapy sessions at this stage, which maybe I've learned this on my way, but people expect things now and they expect them fast, right? People want things straight away. It's probably something to do with the fact that we have social media that's instant like that. We've got 5G now, which is, you know, whether you're for or against it, it's fast. It's like this. We get answers from Google like this. What you don't get like this is results, proper results, business results, personal life results, making yourself better, a sustained relationship, all the things that are really important in life, right? Sustained relationships, sustained finances, sustained success, sustained mental well-being and health, all of this stuff. If you've got yourself into a rut or you're not where you want to be, this stuff is the stuff that actually takes time. So the biggest mistake people make, from what I see, I had to help someone with this recently, just a family member, talk to them, was just the fact that you're not going to achieve it overnight. You're not going to wake up and feel amazing. You may do, but that's probably going to go, because everything in life is just fleeting, whether it's for good or for bad, it's fleeting. So what you've got to understand is that you're going to take that one day at a time, and you should be patting yourself on the back when you work towards that goal. For example, if you have just started your therapy sessions, for example, you give yourself a massive pat on the back, even buy yourself a little something as a reward once you take that first step of getting yourself out of that hole. Boom, you've done it. That's the first step. What people do wrong is they expect to go from here all the way to here straight away. And that's what I see all the time. People expect to go from here to here straight away, and that's when they become distressed, because their expectations haven't met their reality. This is what happens. So what I would say is, from my experience and what I do, is I don't expect now, I don't expect to achieve this straight away from this. I expect to go one little step, and if I've got that one little step, I have to give myself a pat on the back. You have to, and you have to self-talk to yourself in a right way, because the only thing that is making you more upset or distressed about a situation, whether it's financial, personal, finances, whatever, is the fact that your expectations haven't met reality. So in reality, the compound effect of these actions is one step at a time, another step, another step, another step, another step, another step. Sorry, it sounded like the theme tune there. So one step at a time, one step at a time. Wish I learnt that lesson sooner. One step at a time. Compound effect can work in your favour or against you, but don't just let it go. Work in your favour. So anyway, that was a little random video about compound effect. I will see you all very soon.